What is going on, guys? My name is Tubby.
And I'm Sma11z.
And in this episode of the Tubbified podcast, exclusively for the TubbyNation.com, we're going to be covering topics ranging in from WWE Money in the Bank 2011,
Sony releasing PSN passes,
and Comedy Central is going to roast Charlie Sheen, all in this episode of the Tubbified podcast, exclusively for the TubbyNation.com. What is going on, guys? My name is Tubby Emu. I want to thank you guys for listening to this podcast, whether it be on the TubbyNation.com or our YouTube channel. This episode is being brought to you exclusively by the Tubby Nation, your source for anything related to WWE, gaming news, or other. In this episode, we have Twisted Merc. How's it going today, Merc?
Oh, going good, man. What's going on, Tubby Nation? Tubby, thanks for having me on the show.
If you guys don't know, Merc has probably got one of the best followings out of anybody on YouTube. The nation's pretty strong, but when Merc puts up a video in our last podcast, we have like 50 people all wanting to see Merc. And the last podcast we did, Merc showed up and then had to leave. And so all of his followers were like, where the fuck is Merc? So I'm glad to have you on, Merc. And then we have Smalls99. How's it going, bro?
It's alright.
It's alright, huh? Alright. Let's start off right away because most of our audiences are WWE except for Smalls. Money in the Bank is coming up.
I watch it.
Occasionally, I guess. Money in the Bank 2011 is coming up, and I used to think the Money in the Bank pay-per-view was kind of a waste because of Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. I don't know if you thought the same thing, Merc. But now that it's exclusively at the pay-per-view, what are your thoughts on the Money in the Bank? Is it a good event to have in the WWE?
Absolutely, man. I think it was a waste, and to be honest, I think it kind of is a waste because Money in the Bank matches, TLC matches, Elimination Chamber matches, I think those are like, they make it more epic when, they just randomly pop out of nowhere for just any pay-per-view. Instead of just making it a specific pay-per-view like Money in the Bank, for example, it takes a little bit away. I mean, it's still exciting. They got 8 guys this year compared to 6. So, yeah, I mean, I would prefer to actually see the matches themselves, not a pay-per-view about it.
Okay, so you don't want to see it all at one time. Because the way I look at it is the Money in the Bank is actually the one event every year that there's kind of some mystery to it, that it doesn't seem as planned. Because for the whole year, once they have that contract, like the Miz took forever to cash that briefcase in. Unlike in the past where Swagger or Kane has cashed it in right away, it kind of held out, so you're always wondering, is he going to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase? So as far as the actual Money in the Bank goes, I think it's a great concept. But to have a pay-per-view solely around it, it kind of takes it away, especially this year because of what is going on with CM Punk. Now,
absolutely.
Are you a fan of CM Punk personally?
To me, he's HBK is always going to be my number 1. CM Punk is going to be my number 2 forever, man. He's just amazing.
I don't know what it is about CM Punk that, as a technical wrestler, I think he's absolutely amazing. I went back and watched some of his videos, and there's been some controversy lately. I don't know if you saw it, about there's a couple videos showing up that he's kind of threatened or talked pretty obtrusely to fans.
Yes, that was amazing.
There was a couple in Australia. There was one that surfaced from like 3 months ago, and he speaks his mind. He's pretty blunt. Even with this contract expiring, with the promo that he did, it just seems that he's one of those guys that just says what he wants to regardless of like the consequence of what's going to happen. So when you first saw those videos, did you have like an initial reaction to him?
Oh man, I started laughing my ass off. Just because, I mean, it goes to show how confident CM Punk is, and that's why a lot of people actually like him a lot, regardless if he's heel. Normally heels get booed, but CM Punk, he's just legit, man. Like his ring skills, his promos on the mic, even talking trash, he's just all around A+ in my book.
Yeah, and when he was it was at Bragging Rights that he wrestled in that 7-man, and I believe that's the same match that he got hurt in last year, if I remember, because I was there and I remember him kind of limping or something. And then he went on commentating, and I thought he was an absolutely phenomenal commentator. I don't know.
I thought he did way better than Jerry the King Lawler. for sure. And Michael Cole at that, like he was just interesting. He was funny. He kept it really entertaining. So.
And he didn't kind of have like a favorite. He kind of went back and forth between people. So that leaves the question: is CM Punk really leaving come July 17th? At midnight, when his contract is expired, will CM Punk be on Monday Night Raw the next night?
Man, that's a hard question. For me, as a fan, I definitely hope it's all a lie. I hope CM Punk does not leave. But for personal reasons, I honestly, I agree with them, man. Like, I think they are not using him the right way. They gave him a Nexus leadership spot. They haven't done anything with that. They pretty much made him take on Randy Orton, and Randy Orton annihilated the whole Nexus. It's just dumb. He had the Straight Edge Society. That was amazing, a great push. But again, they brought it down. It's just they're using him the wrong way, I think.
Because I think that's the same thing that people had brought up when they were talking about the history of CM Punk. And you can go on the TubbyNation.com right now, and there's an overview from Leo about his history in the WWE. And one of them was people really criticized him for his first Money in the Bank title reign. Once he won it that first time. I don't know if you remember it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember it so much, but people had said they really misused him, kind of like they did with Swagger the first time.
Yes.
And the second one got a lot better. Now, honestly, I don't remember CM Punk too much from the Straight Edge days with Luke Gallows and that girl, I don't remember her name.
Sabrina.
Yeah, pretty much the only thing I remember from the Straight Edge was him and Ray in the Shave the Hair match.
Yes.
That's pretty much the only thing I do remember from CM Punk, because I actually prefer him with short hair now. But when it comes to him leaving on the 17th, there's been some rumors, and especially because the WWE a couple days ago, the story came out that they trademarked CM Punk. And the name has always been copyrighted for wrestling use, but now it's being copyrighted for merchandising. And that's kind of put a question out to people. Does that mean what we think it means, that the WWE is going to start doing more merchandising? Because they offered him a movie deal and he turned it down. So CM Punk obviously isn't in it for the money. I think
definitely not. No. He seems to me that he's all about the entertainment and the actual wrestling. The whole concept of what the WWE used to stand for.
Yeah.
I don't blame him though for being pissed. And
his wrestling skills kind of mirror that. It's kind of like Daniel Bryan, where they're not using Daniel Bryan in the right way either. I mean, Daniel Bryan doesn't have the mic skills of CM Punk. I mean, that's for sure. Although people always say that Daniel Bryan's got a lot better mic skills than people give him credit for. But with CM Punk, the way Vince McMahon worded it. Now, what did you think of the promo that led to him getting suspended by Vince McMahon?
Oh, man. To be honest, I actually didn't watch Raw that evening. I happened to watch it on YouTube the next day, and my jaw dropped, man. His promo was phenomenal. I wasn't expecting anything remotely as close to what he was saying. And the sad part is that as shitty as it sounded, it made complete sense, where Vince McMahon is not really, he's surrounding himself by yes men, as CM Punk put it. And that's absolutely right. Like they're doing everything that they think is going to entertain the fans, but they're taking the wrestling out of, the industry, the actual televising. Because if you look at, such programs, for example, I'll use Ring of Honor, for example, they do a ton of crazy maneuvers, whether it's maneuvers on the apron, top ring maneuver, just anything, WWE takes that down a whole lot. WrestleMania, CM Punk versus Randy Orton. To me, Randy Orton's a great wrestler. CM Punk completely carried that match. And what did they do? They just made Orton do like 3 moves and beat Punk. I thought it was so horrible. But Punk is a phenomenal athlete. I mean, he's a great performer, interacts with the crowd so well. That promo was, to be honest, I still think it's real. I think the promo was, scripted a little bit to as where he should have gone.
Yeah.
But I think some of the stuff that he said, it wasn't planned, so.
Yeah, I think he did go a little bit far with it. And WWE Creative, actually, I was watching the Twitter feed the whole time, because they made a huge mistake after cutting probably the greatest promo in 10 years, I want to say, just a rough estimate, to have a tape show for the 4th of July the next week.
Yes.
They absolutely effed that up. And, the creative team tried to sell it, because I follow WWE Creative on Twitter, and, they said, oh, we didn't actually mean for him to say that. Please don't fire us, Vince. And, you know, they removed his Facebook. They did all that. And there was a lot of people sitting there going, oh, my God, this is real. CM Punk really did go too far.
Mm-hmm.
But then within an hour, the spoilers were ruined because the results came out from the taping.
Exactly.
So I think the WWE finally, in the eyes of the fans, did something right with CM Punk, allowing him to do that. And I hope this was CM Punk's idea and not WWE's creative for them to cash in on him leaving. I think it was absolutely phenomenal. I think when I was watching it, I've probably watched it 30 times now. Just going back and listening to him rip into it. Because John Laurinaitis, he was the Road Warrior, wasn't he? Road Animal? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't sure on that one. And everything he said was right. You know, with Vince should be a billionaire. And it was kind of an eye-opening moment about the WWE. And so what does that mean? When Vince McMahon suspended him, now obviously he's reinstated and will face John Cena. But if Cena loses and CM Punk walks out of Chicago as the champion, Cena's fired. What are your thoughts on this? How do you picture it going down at Money in the Bank?
Well, real quick, just to back up real quick, I love the whole promo that CM Punk did on Raw. What I didn't like you said, was the fact that they taped the show before. I didn't like that. Even if it was CM Punk's idea, they still made Cena look as like the superhero coming out to stand up for CM Punk's rights all of a sudden.
Yep.
I thought that was just pretty shitty and pretty typical. But for me, honestly, I think Money in the Bank, I don't know, man. Like 75% of me is saying Cena's going to win. The other 25, which is very likely, I honestly think CM Punk is going to win the title. And, say everything he's going to, leave the WWE with the title or whatnot. But the Money in the Bank winner from Raw, I'm pretty sure that person's going to cash in on Punk. I'm assuming they're going to give, if he's really leaving, they'll give CM Punk the world title, kind of like as a goodbye gift, I guess you can say. And then the Money in the Bank winner will take it, so it stays on Raw. Or, for example, let's say Rey Mysterio happens to win. Rey Mysterio and CM Punk have a rivalry. If Rey Mysterio beats CM Punk, it could allow something for another rivalry if CM Punk's not leaving. So it may be a setup for a trip, three-way or just anything like that. So, there's different scenarios, but I'm hoping CM Punk wins, to be honest.
Now, do you want him to stay? Do you think he should take some time away?
Well, yes, absolutely. I definitely want him to stay, but not if he's going to keep getting abused and shorthanded, I guess, used the wrong way on Raw. But I think it'd be pretty cool, actually, if he actually left and came back sometime later. Because I know there's been a bunch of rumors. I've been hearing tons of rumors. Nothing's confirmed, obviously, but like Chris Jericho is going to come back or something like that. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to happen. It'd be pretty badass because he's another one of my favorite wrestlers. But I think it would just make CM Punk's return that much more epic if he were to, leave and come back down the road.
Yeah, that's what, and the rumors that I was hearing, I don't know if you heard this, was they're actually wanting to use this whole scenario. And honestly, if this was built up from months ago, like, this was probably the one way the WWE could create a storyline without anybody finding out about it for once instead of rumors. To have this whole thing, turn out that CM Punk was just playing mind games the whole time. This whole thing was just to set him up, to make him more of a name. I think that would be an absolutely awesome idea because, he gets into people's heads, especially that everything that's been going on, becoming number one contender, him getting the opportunity at Money in the Bank. And one thing that had came up for a spoiler was CM Punk going babyface. That this whole thing, that this could be his last night in the WWE for a while, so that way when he comes back, he's a face and John Cena is a heel. Now,
man,
that's one of the rumors I'm hearing from like PW Torch and some of the big wrestling sites that are saying, you see CM Punk sticking up and kind of rebelling against Vince McMahon to set him heel. Now, from the WWE standpoint, I think you're kind of on a toss-up because John Cena is your moneymaker. He's the Superman of the WWE. We all know that. A lot of people hate him for that. And if he goes heel, will people turn to CM Punk? Will they relate to him as a face, do you think? Or do you think that's kind of the wrong way to go with CM Punk?
Well, I'm not really sure, man. To be honest, I think CM Punk has made his mark as a heel. And a lot of people could disagree with me, but he reminds me of Triple H. when Triple H was in his prime as a heel, you know, like the whole cerebral assassin, mic skills, in-ring skills, everything. That's what CM Punk reminds me of now, you know, like a huge workhorse. Now, if he were to become a face, I mean, it could happen, but I've already seen him as a face, you know? And to me, I think he would probably take on the Triple H role as far as being comical, still, you know, talking trash to whoever. So I think he'd get a good reaction, because regardless if he's face or heel, I think people are going to cheer him just because he's not going to allow himself to become the stereotype, I guess you can call something like Hulk Hogan or, you know, John Cena, to become just a pet, you know, a super face or anything. So I think either way it would work good. For me, I would kind of like to see him face, to be honest. Maybe the WWE will say, oh, he's face, so we'll give him more of a push now. I don't know. But
well, is this the WWE's chance to go back into the old era, the Attitude Era? Is this, because that's what people are saying, that this is kind of the turn away from PG. This could be the start of, you know, a return to WWE's glory days. I personally don't know. I think that they've kind of given up their chance. They've had many opportunities to go back, and they keep turning it into a soap opera type thing. So what is your final verdict? Does CM Punk walk out champion, or is he going to lose it?
Well, I'm going to say he's going to lose it. I'm going to say he's going to walk in, beat John Cena, lose it to the Money in the Bank winner. That's going to be my prediction.
Who's your prediction for the Money in the Bank then?
Ooh, man, I didn't even think about that one. But honestly, I would probably say I'd like to see Rey Mysterio, and I'd like to see Jack Swagger get back on the winning path as well. But I think they're going to try to pull Miz to do a back-to-back, kind of like Edge and CM Punk did.
I'm going to completely disagree with you here, and there's been rumors about Kofi Kingston finally getting a chance. I don't see that happening. And now that we know Alberto Del Rio made his claim as #1 contender, it got put aside now. So whether or not that he wins the Money in the Bank, I think he'll have a match with the champion at SummerSlam. I still think that's a guarantee what's going to happen. People are thinking that somebody's going to fill in Money in the Bank. I don't know what they were talking about for that. I see Alberto Del Rio winning the Money in the Bank. I know you're a huge Merc fan. I'm not a Merc fan. You're a huge Del Rio fan.
Yes, I am a huge fan of myself.
And I actually saw on your on your recent pay-per-view Royal Rumble, Merc made a return. I saw that.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that quick? I mean, I know my audience probably already watches Fam. But what's your upcoming event? What's the next one that you guys are going to be doing?
Well, the next upcoming event, it's going to be this Monday. It's going to be uploaded Fam Raw, and then we're going to have one more Raw after that, and then our WrestleMania version is Famniversary, where I finally get to challenge BH and you know, beat his ass for the world title. Hopefully, see how things go. But yeah, that's the plan right now. So.
Well, does it take a lot out of you? Because I know you guys do a great job. You guys recently got featured on WWE THQ's Games Facebook page. They almost have 1 million followers on Facebook, and that was a huge accomplishment for you guys.
Thanks, man. It was honestly, it was really overwhelming. Just to get recognized by the creators of the actual game itself, it was just huge. You know, basically everybody in the clan was just really excited. You know, and shows that, you know, all the effort and hard work that we put into it actually got recognized, and it was really good. Because
that video probably went up 2 or 3 times the views, because I remember it was at about 4,500 to 5,000 views, and after that it went well over 10,000, I believe. So they really did give you a push, and I hope one day something that we're working on, the WTF, the World Trolling Federation that I kind of pitched to you. I'm not going to use cause like the Fam, but Famiversary sounds amazing. When can people expect that?
Well, as far as Famiversary, I can't give a definite date, but it would be somewhere around late July, early August. It just really depends, because I know we're going to be taking like 3 or 4 weeks break after the last Raw, just because it's going to be like double the amount of Royal Rumble that we did, you know, double the amount of work that we did. Yeah, it's just because it's the final show that we do, and then we take like 4 or 5 months break until WWE 12 comes out. So how long does an episode of Fam take? Because I know a lot of these, you know, I've seen other leagues on the internet that they put out 3 shows a week. I don't know how you guys do it. How long does production take usually for an episode of Fam? To be honest, it varies. You know, total I would say probably like 4 or 5 days of hard work. just between Rom, Andy, and myself and Stigma. But roughly, I would say anywhere between a show takes between like 16 to 36 hours. It just really depends how much special effects and how much time we're actually putting into certain cutscenes and promos.
That is absolutely crazy. I really appreciate you, Merc. Is there anything you kind of want to final say about the WWE coming up?
No. Just, good luck to CM Punk. I hope he pulls through, man. It sounds like a really exciting show. And, once again, thank you for having me here, man. It was a pleasure.
I appreciate it, guys. And, Nation, we'll be back in a little bit talking about Sony and the PSN Pass. What's that all about? But my name is Tubby, and we'll see you after the break. Alright guys, welcome back to the Tubbified podcast. Smalls, so what did you think about everything that's been going on recently related to... Wait, no.
Fuck!
Alright guys, welcome back to the Tubbified podcast. Smalls is in here now. Now,
Hi.
Smalls, you brought up a thing in the intro. What is the PSN Pass about?
Man, well, what I've been reading about is that for the new Resistance 3...
Yep.
And possibly, I believe the new Uncharted 3, it's going to come with a PSN Pass, which is Sony's version of the EA Online Pass, which means if you buy a game used, or if you rent the game, you cannot play the game online for free. You would have to buy a code.
Now, from a developer standpoint, if I was the one making the game, I find this a very smart strategy.
Correct.
Because you're losing money. People don't understand that the game companies don't get money if people buy it used from GameStop.
Right, I think this is a tactic to just destroy GameStop, as in everyone else is trying to destroy game. Best Buy now does trade-ins, and now they're just trying to get rid of the used game market. So I guess this is a move to cancel out GameStop, in a way.
And EA, EA too, not just Sony. EA's actually gone a step farther, especially with Crytek did the same thing with Crysis 2, where they are now, EA is developing, they actually want to have a physical storefront now. They're going to be opening one up in North Carolina sometime this year, next year.
I heard about that, yeah.
And what they want to do is, they pulled Crysis 2 got pulled from Valve Steam, specifically for their gaming site Origin, I think it's called. That's the only place you can do it. And They cite it's because they want to have control over patches and whatnot.
Well, there's an EA store out here in near LAX, but that's actually in the studios.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. They want to have, I think the first one's opening up at an airport. And they want to have a place where people can come to buy the game new. Now, honestly, there's a lot of times that I don't want to buy a new copy if the game can save me money. Now, I don't know how I feel about an online pass, and I don't know how I feel about EA having its own storefront. Because let's be honest, is EA going to succeed with only having, they have a couple titles that we don't know about.
Mass Effect.
But their main ones, like the sports ones, are the sports ones going to be enough to drive a full store?
Depends.
I don't see it happening, considering you can go to all the stores, and if you want to buy the game, who's going to go to the airport to buy it and come back home? Who wants to go through that screening?
Well, that's just a different market. I mean, the airport is just going for, the traveler that's convenient and shit.
I mean, picking up a last-minute present. I mean, I understand that point, but I don't see it happening. But I do think Sony's doing the right thing here with the PSN Pass, considering they don't charge users to play online at all.
I guess. But...
Unlike Xbox Live, I think it's a huge kind of a letdown. I've enjoyed it, but there's also not as much protection for Sony as for the users as Xbox Live has. All right, next up, let's see. Let's stick with Sony here. There's rumors about a PlayStation 4. Have you heard these?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
PlayStation 4.
A little bit.
Coming out in 2012, there's a rumor from Taiwanese-based component makers. I think this is in Foxconn or whatever, where they build a lot of stuff down there, a lot of technology. And there's rumors, and there's been no offerings about what actual graphic capability the PS4, I think is what they're going to call it. That hasn't been confirmed either. That there's really no information on the graphic power, but however, it will have motion-based controls, movement-based, like the Kinect. Now, honestly, are you a fan of the Kinect? Have you used a Kinect?
A little bit. Why?
I like the Kinect, but the problem is that, you know, when I played with it, I preferred it, you know, for like watching Netflix and other stuff, voice activated controls, so I don't have to use a controller. But you have to have a wide open space. Now, I know one company at E3 released a product that you could be closer and you wouldn't have to necessarily be in a big open space for Kinect to work. I think that's a great add-on, but I hope the PS4 isn't completely focused around motion control graphics, because it just kind of puts us hardcore gamers at an odd. You know, I don't want to be playing, and I'm sorry for those of you that do want to see this, I don't want to be playing Call of Duty with my hands.
Well, I don't think anybody wants to look like a dumbass moving their hands pretending they're shooting.
Yeah, I mean, unless, you know, for the PlayStation Move, the gun looks okay, but the sensitivity isn't as accurate as a controller. So it's a little frustrating, because I did play with Killzone 3 with the gun. I don't know what they call it. I can't really think of it. And it just wasn't as accurate as a controller. Now, at the same time, that would look absolutely stupid if you're at an MLG event. And you have 40 people in a line, and there's 40 people standing in front of a Kinect or whatever the PlayStation's thing is, and they're sitting there moving their hands like jackasses, waving people around. I think that would be horrible. I don't think that's going to happen. So I would hope if Sony does this, it's just to try to bring over some new people, you know, that like the Wii, that are huge fans of the Kinect, because I don't see them competing with the Kinect. I mean, the Kinect's a great device. But as far as the PS4, do you think it's too early for the PS4 to come out?
I mean, they got to do. It might be a little early in the cycle. I mean, if they want to try to compete with the new Wii U, I guess. I mean, just to have something fresh. I think they just need to, like, I don't know what it is that, I mean, it just seems like the PS3, I don't want to call the PS3 like a failure.
I mean, it's almost sold 50 million units.
It's like a media center. I really think they need to revamp their online system, because online is like what everyone is doing now.
Yeah, online does need to get revamped. However, you know, now that I've came over to PS3 from Xbox 360, I still play both. You know, I like the media capabilities of the PS3. Being
You're
able
pretty much like watching your porn off the PlayStation.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. But when you can plug it in and I can watch movies or listen to music right from a device, I don't have to put a CD in and burn the CD onto my Xbox.
Right.
Which I find that to be an absolutely amazing feature.
That's
now,
nice.
The PS3 originally launched in November 2006. So it is currently about 5, by the time, if they do release the PS4, about 6 years into its life cycle.
They said it was going to be a 10-year console, right?
Like the PS2. Now, the PS2 is a game changer. I had a PS2. I played the shit out of my PS2.
I still think it's the best console ever made. Library-wise. Game library, I think it had the best game library of any system.
I do have to agree with that. You know, I played it, and the PS1 originally, I played the shit out of it. You know, I actually just found my old PS2 box.
Nice!
I just found it. I don't have the cables for it, though, so I'm trying to figure out what to do. But as far as, like, that was back when an 8 megabyte memory card was enough to hold you over. And that was way back in the day.
Sorry, I'm changing my window. 1 sec.
You're changing your window. All right. And then the Xbox...
I need some light in my room. If you were poor or if you were just lazy, you wouldn't even have a memory card and you would just leave your PlayStation on for like a week.
I do remember that. Yeah, I used to play...
That shit would last. That shit would not red ring.
Yeah. Xbox 360 was released in November of 2005, a year before the PS3 came out. So it seems like the Xbox is more... It would be a huge surprise to me if PlayStation 3 made the jump before Xbox 360 did.
I think so.
I think it'd be kind of stupid for the Xbox to keep their name going, though, from Xbox to Xbox 360. I wouldn't want to see a console named the Xbox 720.
That would be the gayest name on it.
I see that being a really stupid name.
They could call it the Xbox Slim or the I don't know.
Yeah, whatever it's going to happen. But honestly, with the rumors of PlayStation 4, I don't think they're true. You know, obviously, a lot of these sources tend to be pretty accurate. You know, the component makers, that's happened before with the iPhone leaks and iPad leaks. So we can't necessarily throw it out. But I would prefer to see an Xbox update first because it is the older console. And we'll see where that goes. But also on, you know, topic of consoles, we talked about the Wii U in our last podcast. And what are your feelings on the Wii U overall?
I have to see more of it. I mean, I saw some at E3. But I want to see what else they're gonna do with it. I don't think like the big game creators are gonna make stuff for the Wii U.
I find it a little weird that the controller's so big. I think it's great if, say, somebody wants to watch TV, you can play it on the handheld device.
Correct.
I find that cool, but that's way big of a controller than I would prefer to have. I find the screen to be absolutely amazing, but do you seriously have to hold that whole thing up to play? I mean, that's what it's looking like when they were showing the baseball game where you'd have to hold it up and aim it. And I think that would be absolutely terrible. I would be pretty disappointed. Did they have a DVD drive in it? I don't think they did.
Yeah, they did.
They did. Okay. I don't know if it was they just didn't have Blu-ray. The Wii U is
the only thing that's gonna have Blu-ray is a PlayStation because Sony owns it.
I don't know. I don't know about that. But the Wii is ditching friend codes. Now, your thoughts on this? I have a Wii.
Love it.
I don't play online.
Love it.
I don't play online with the Wii myself because SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 didn't have online capabilities. Only 09 did. And I'm actually pretty happy because who wants to type in, how many digits is it? 16, something like that, really long-ass code?
Mm.
But where do they go? If Sony's got, PSN tags, Xbox has got gamer tags, does Wii U call it gamer tags, or where do you see them going with that?
Or they're me something probably with the Mii's.
I don't really like Mii's too much. I have a Mii. I think it's called like Robble Bob or something like that.
Mine's called Professor Skills.
It's pretty funny. So we'll have to see where the friend codes go from there, whether they turn into gamer tags or whatnot. I'm looking forward to it. Now, upcoming game releases, we can get into some of the bigger ones later on. But the two big releases right now that are coming out in the next week or two, NCAA Football 12. Now, have you got a chance to play the demo at all?
Yes.
Seriously?
What game are we talking about again?
NCAA Football 12.
No.
Have you ever played the NCAA football games in the past?
Yes. Played every single one since 07.
Honestly, they always seem like they're the same thing. This year...
Same shit, different rosters.
This year, it actually seems a little better. The tackles, the hit detection seems a little bit more realistic. And, their big feature this year was there's 3D grass. That was their huge marketing push.
Okay, but do you need, 3D glasses to see the 3D grass?
No, but you can only see the 3D grass in the field improvements in replays. You don't see it live. When you see it live, it's still that same flat-ass field that you don't get to see. But when they go back into, highlights and replays, you actually see it in really good quality. Now, the hit detection, because I played the demo, both as Oregon and Texas and Alabama, and the game feels really good. It seems like the same. It plays like the same thing, but you get a little bit more vibration when you get hit. It feels like a real tackle. I don't know if this is a game I'm going to buy right away. This is probably going to be one I'm going to rent. It's just, I don't know what it is about NCAA games. They always seem the same, like you said. And the other game is Call of Juarez The Cartel. Have you seen any footage for this game?
None.
Have you ever heard of the Call of Juarez games originally?
Yeah.
Everybody had always said that, Red Dead originally was just a remake of the Call of Juarez, and then Red Dead blew the fuck out of the Call of Juarez, blew it out of the water with its platinum sales. Honestly, when I first saw the trailer for this game, I was excited. People were saying that it started off as a Western, and then it was a modern day. But now that I've been seeing the actual gameplay footage, and I don't know if you've seen the recent one, they released a 7-minute gameplay. And everybody was like, what a Modern Warfare clone, because it really does seem like Modern Warfare. The screen overlay, the guns, it plays like Modern Warfare. And a game that I was so excited for now I'm just disappointed in it. I'm not looking forward to it anymore. Besides those two games, are there any games you're seriously looking forward to that are coming up? Besides, the big ones, Modern Warfare and Battlefield?
Not really. I mean, probably FIFA 12. I mean, I'll try out the Madden for a day. Gears of War 3 I'll play. Assassin's Creed Revelations I'll play.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna play. I don't know. I've never really got into Assassin's Creed. I don't know what it is about it.
The first one's meh, and the second one was great, and the third one's everything after the first one's good.
All right. Now let's see, what else do we have on the roster today? Comedy Central. Now, we've talked about Charlie Sheen in the past.
Winning.
Mr. Tiger Blood himself. There's rumors going around that he actually is in the works to have his own television show, new one.
Nice.
A remake of Adam Sandler's Anger Management.
Is that going to be on paid cable, or is it going to be on cable, or like paid subscription, like HBO, or is it going to be like on Comedy Central? Is it going to be on Comedy Central?
I'm not actually... No, that's not for Comedy Central. Comedy Central is actually, they want to do... They're going to roast Charlie Sheen. And I think that would be good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is confirmed. It was on the site that I read, the news site, it was confirmed. Now, what I'm seeing for Charlie Sheen's new TV show, Anger Management, TMZ had posted a story. Make sure there's no sound going off here. They directly say, somebody involved with the project, that, you know, it's happening. They own the screenplay, and his character will still stray a bit from the actual movie character. What is the plan for the show is he'll be an ex-jock who got his master's degree during the off-season. And he kind of becomes a counselor to defendants in the criminal justice system. You know, but he'll have his own anger issues. Now, I think Charlie Sheen will fit this role perfectly. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of Charlie Sheen, whether or not people think he's a douchebag or not.
I think he's great.
I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to the roast. You know, because they always do the roast like a month or two in advance, and then they show it later on. So I don't know if I'm especially looking forward to the roast. I hope it's not with the same people, because I don't know what it is about the roast is when they have the same, you know, Norm Macdonald. He's got his own show now on the Comedy Central.
Lisa Lampanelli.
Who's the one that's not going to be there this year? Greg Giraldo?
He died.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to be there. I kind of miss him.
Obviously, he won't be attending.
He might show up from hell or heaven, wherever he is. I like Greg Giraldo.
He was great.
He was great, but do you think Charlie Sheen will have success after 2.5 Men? Because Ashton Kutcher came in and stole his spot.
Have they even shot episodes with Ashton Kutcher?
Kutcher? I don't think they have yet.
No,
I think
this show is gonna tank. 2.5 Men is gonna get canceled. They won't even finish the season with Ashton Kutcher.
Really? They're not even gonna be able to finish this season?
Nope, it's gonna be cocksucking.
Honestly, I never liked 2.5 Men. I went back and started watching it. I find the show to be hilarious. But without Charlie, the plan is to kill him off, I believe.
I think he dies in a car accident.
Yeah, I don't see how that's gonna go very well.
And who the fuck is Ashton Kutcher? What the fuck is he? Like, is he like
a cousin or a brother? I don't know what's gonna happen. He's gonna move in. I think he's actually gonna buy the house, rumored, and then he's gonna let the two guys stay, the kid and the.
Oh, is that how that works?
I think that's what they're gonna do. What else is there? Let's actually go into some serious news because you brought this up. It was a very sad day the other day on Monday or Tuesday, when Casey. No, I'm talking about Kaylee. Didn't get justice. You know, obviously we don't know what actually happened, if Casey actually did murder her daughter, but Casey was found. She was acquitted. The jury did not believe she murdered her daughter, but also a story came out the other day that the jury was just sick that they had to acquit her because there wasn't enough evidence.
Right.
You know, they never did prove she actually killed her. Right. And I think it's a sad day, and there's a lot of outbreak. You know, Vivid, the porn company, actually offered Casey a job, just like they did with, like, Anthony Weiner, and like what they always do. They always put out, like, a celebrity offer if they become famous. And they actually retracted it a couple hours later because of the mass outbreak from people saying, "Are you kidding me? You're going to offer this woman, you know, a role. She's going to make millions from this because she's going to, there's rumors that she can make up to $1 million for an exclusive interview.
Books.
She's going to be having her own publicist, her own agent. Personally, it makes me sick, but I believe in the justice.
I don't know if we can talk about that. I don't know if I can say this. You can edit it out if you want.
Go for it.
I think somebody's going to kill her.
I think something may happen.
I think she's going to get killed.
I find it kind of sad, but at the same time, we don't know what really happened. So I think the people that are being really judgmental about it, because everybody's making comparisons to OJ and saying, like, there's karma, you know, the karma of it. You know, look what happened. OJ got off with it, and now he's going to go to jail or in jail or whatever. So whether or not something happens down the road, if she fucks up again, you know, we don't really know what happened, so I don't think we can make judgment on it. But I do think it's a sad day for not knowing the truth behind Kaylee. And I think that on Facebook there was a candlelight vigil going around, and they had millions of people in it.
I was in it.
That were kind of mourning it. I felt really bad for her, and it's just really sad. You know, we don't know what happens, and I think that's the problem when it comes to, you know, the law and court. You never really find out the truth.
I don't think her family's gonna take her back.
I don't know. We're gonna have to see where that goes. Either way, it's kind of a sad day. Our hearts and wishes, or whatever you want to say, goes out to Kaylee, her family. It was a huge tragedy, and you know, stuff happens in life, and unfortunately,
she's gonna be released July 13th.
Yeah, she's gonna get released next Wednesday, or this, you know, coming up. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I think there's a lot of hate towards her at the same time, but what happens if she really didn't do it? You know?
I mean, that's the catch-22.
That we'll never truly know unless she comes out later and says, "Oh, I did it," and she can't be tried for it.
Right.
So that's kind of a bitch. But in other gaming news, LA Noire. I know you picked it up late. You picked it up a couple weeks ago.
I like it.
And you actually like the game.
Yeah.
In your honest opinion, what would you rate it as?
It's up there. It could be my game of the year.
It could be your game of the year. Now, a story came out that a police detective actually came in and said that it wasn't real. It's not realistic whatsoever like they claim it to be. With them kind of pushing people around. There's been a lot of downloadable content for LA Noire. They released the Reefer Madness Vice case. How long do cases last in LA Noire?
Like a day.
They last you a day? So it's pretty good size. A lot of people are saying that, you know, the faces are kind of like the same thing.
Like you think, like how long it takes me to complete a mission?
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes?
I mean, like a full case. Like when they release cases and whatnot.
Yeah, like a half hour.
For one case.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
Okay, I don't know. I originally picked it up. Uncharted 3 beta came out. People were really impressed with it.
If I can make a suggestion to Team Bondi and Rockstar,
yeah,
I would do Miami Noir.
They actually, Team Bondi, Rockstar announces they will no longer publish Team Bondi games because of the controversy that's been going on with. They wanted more people included in the credits and whatnot. They felt shafted, and so the story on, I think it was G4 TV, was announced that they will no longer publish Team Bondi's games over the whole controversy. Well,
somebody please make Miami Noir.
Miami Noir.
Yes.
That just doesn't seem to make sense.
Okay, well, LA Noir, but in Miami.
And you would seriously call it Miami Noir?
Call it Miami something. Don't call it Miami Vice, but call it Miami something.
All right. Now
I want that. I want not like 1930. I want like kind of like Vice City was in a way, but I want it more with the cocaine cowboys and shit.
The Cocaine Cowboys.
You never seen that movie?
The Cocaine Cowboys? No, wait, what?
Cocaine Cowboy. It's on Netflix.
No, I have not seen it.
It's on Netflix.
Is it pretty good?
It's a great movie.
All right. Anything else you kind of want to wrap up with? Is there any big news in the gaming industry right now? Oh, this is something we got to talk about. Call of Duty XP.
Oh, I'm going.
$1 million in total prizes. It costs $150 to get you into the event. There's only going to be a limited 6,000 tickets.
They're gonna sell more.
They're at capacity. They want to raise $1 million and they're letting in 6,500 people because
they're gonna allow more.
Not into the actual event. Maybe to run the course or something. But as far as
I have a little birdie told me. Actually, a few birdies told me that they're gonna go more than that.
Well, your birdies might be an idiot.
Really?
I'm just saying into the main.
I think you have a feeling who my birdies are.
Into the main of. I understand that, and they may allow more people to come. But as far as the actual,
do you know where they're gonna fucking put this thing?
In that vacant lot, that's like huge.
Yeah, they're looking at a couple places.
Yeah, I understand that, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be absolutely phenomenal.
Are you going?
No. So, I think it's going to be super hard to get tickets. Even if, say, they let in 10 to 15,000, there's millions of people that want to go.
A lot of fucking people.
There's millions of people that want to go.
Like, how many people went to EDC?
I don't remember. No idea.
Okay.
E3 had a shit ton of people, though.
Not 10,000 people.
Well, you know, maybe over the course of the time, one day people. I don't know. We're going to have to see where that goes. Comic-Con is coming up. We can talk about that in the next episode.
Yeah.
I'm not really into Comic-Con too much. Mainly because they sold out tickets really fast.
Yeah.
They always do. I never realized that all those shows sell out like a year in advance. So yeah. I never really pay attention to it.
The Anime Expo just passed.
The what?
Anime Expo.
I've never gotten into anime.
I'm just throwing it out there. I was at the convention center this weekend. Or this past weekend.
Really?
Yeah, I was there. I didn't go.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about anime. I'm just not... Call of Duty breaks the UK sales record.
Alright.
Wow. Mojang releases a new game. Pretty slow week for news as far as things go. Other than Call of Duty XP is probably the biggest one. For any other stories, you guys can go to tubbynation.com. Anything related to gaming news or tech stuff will be coming in the weeks to come. If you guys want to be a part of the Tubby Nation or you want to write for the Tubby Nation, you can submit your articles to the teamingtubbyemu@gmail.com or eric@thetubbynation.com. Please have subject line article sample.
That will help.
It will definitely help because I've had about 15 submissions, and some people can write better than others. You know, I'd like to have pretty decent articles written. I don't want to just have, yo, man, so this happened with this game. I want to see this. Somebody actually submitted an article like that. I'm not going to call them out. But please try to keep it a little bit more professional. As always, we want to thank our affiliates, ControlFreak.com. In the upcoming weeks, we're going to have an interview with Trevor from Control Freak. He is the community manager. Also, Gamer Grub, it's our new affiliate. You guys can go check out their site on thetubbynation.com. In the right side, there is a banner. You guys can click over there. And it's actually food. I don't know if you've seen it, Smalls. Are you sick of getting greasy fingers when you're playing? GamerGrub.com. It's an absolutely... Some of the stuff they have. They have pizza, PB&J flavored, s'more flavored, and barbecue. And it's just... It's Gamer Grub. It's stuff that people can have that you can keep on gaming. You don't have to stop. It comes with essential vitamins, minerals, all that good shit. And it was started by a guy in his garage years ago, and it's now... They sponsor Optic, Midnight, a lot of the big companies.
Yeah, he was trying to cook meth, and he ended up making Gamer Grub.
I don't know if he was trying to cook meth, but it absolutely took off. So go check them out. We really do appreciate it. And as always, you guys can check out our personal YouTube channels, youtube.com/teamingtubbyemu. Smalls' channel, youtube.com/smalls99. The link is in the description below. If you guys want to download the podcast, the link is right there on the tubbynation.com. If you are watching this on YouTube,
just look at it.
Just look at it. Just look at it. Just go to the tubbynation.com and there is a download link there if you guys want to listen on there.
Look at it. You don't have to click it. Just look at it.
Just look at it. Just look at it. If you guys want to be on a future podcast, send us an email and tell us why you want to be on it at podcast@thetubbynation.com. Really? You're going to go into that? Come on, bro. Next week, our topics are going to include more on the Money in the Bank, the breakdown, and some other things related to gaming. But my name is Tubby Emu for this July 7th, 2011 episode of Tubbified. Smalls, is there anything you want to end the show on?
No, because I want to do some live commentaries. And I got to shave my Rick Ross beard.
Your Rick Ross beard. Alright, guys, my name is Tubby Emu. Smalls99. It was a pleasure to have you on, as always. And we will see you guys next week, probably on Monday. We might do a podcast coming up.
Fuck yeah!
The next one is going to be live. You can go check us out at justin.tv/TubbyEmu. You guys have a great day. Peace!
Bye.